Hello from Chiba. Chiba being the prefecture to the east of Tokyo, where the major international airport Narita is. Narita Airport was a very big kerfuffle when it first got built in the 60s, I want to say. Basically, Tokyo's got a enormous airport in the industrial area of Tokyo, and Haneda had a international terminal and a domestic terminal, and it got to be too big of a city. It outgrew its airport, and so in the 60s they built basically Narita to be the international airport, and for Haneda the domestic airport, and there were no domestic flights out of Haneda for some years, some decades even, and recently they opened up the international terminal again, so there is now also flights coming out. So kind of depending on your luck and depending on where you're going and who you're flying with, you may fly out of Haneda, which is real nice, or you may fly in or out of Narita. Narita's a bit of a trek. It's like an hour plus to get to from where I am. And yeah, in the 60s, nobody wanted this airport in their backyard. And so there's images of there were big protests, and there was a lot of controversy surrounding the airport going up, and you see a lot of clashes with the police and demonstrators, and I can imagine, they felt like any community would if an airport went up in their backyard. So it's probably noisy, it's probably, I don't know, quality sound, all kinds of issues, environmental issues, probably just like roads are congested with air, aviation support, and I have no idea what the complications near an airport are besides noise, and maybe that's the worst of it. I know that if you go out to the other side of Tokyo, there's a giant zoo out there, Tama Center, Dobutsuen, a really wonderful zoo as far as zoos go, a really nice zoo, but I have some friends who live out that way, and you can hear lions roaring, and I'm not sure, elephants purring, and you can hear the animals cawing all night long, and I wonder what that might be like. Doesn't sound too bad to me, but better than airplanes perhaps. Anyway, it's kind of not an optimal time to stream because everybody's kind of in the middle of their thing, but I had some time to think, pontificate, drive, and just basically wander the highway back home and get some ideas out there on paper, get lost in some thoughts, have some fun with it. And so I thought I'd just fire this up for the hour or however long I have to get home. What am I doing out at Narita Airport? Well, I've just taken one of my kids, and I'm so proud of them. They're traveling by themselves across the planet to their grandparents' place, and they're going to go see my crew, and they're going to spend a couple of weeks away from Japan, and it's the first time that we've done this, and it's really a rites of passage for everybody involved. I think it's like I got taken back to so many kind of moments in my life where I also had these kind of rites of passages that I shared with my parents, and I re-went through one of them today, and it wasn't, I was no longer in the position of the kid, and now I'm in the position of the parent. It reminds me of that Bob Dylan tune. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly changing. So get out the way if you can lend a hand, for the times they are a-changing. And you know, I bonded over my kid with this big trip, and it was just like it was months of preparation, and it was sort of like, what do I do when I get to the thing, and how do I do this, and who's the cousin, and who does this, and what about your uncle, who's the, you know, and it was just, what do I do at immigration and the customs, is that customs, or, you know, and we went through all of those, and we even like role played some of them. Hi, welcome to America. What's the purpose of your business here? I'm here for sightseeing, you know, this kind of deal. And then the drive out here, and sort of just like the preparation the night before, and the checklist, and, you know, just the watching your kid just become, you know, an adult, a teen, you know, to watch a kid grow up. It's so hard, and you're so proud of them, and you're so impressed, and actually you admire them for their independence, and yet it's like so emotional and heartbreaking, and you're like, I get it. You know, so many of these moments that my parents had with me, my mother especially, she just was like so sentimental. And I was so rotten about it. I'm like, get over it. I'm going. I'll be gone. And I'll be back in 2 weeks. You know, but there was a time when I didn't come back. And I get it. I just get it. It's so hard. It's so hard. But I'm just like driving along, and I'm, you know, I just know, like, how am I ever going to get through this phase where like the kids just leave you more and more? They say that, you know, your kid, you're going to spend like 75% of the time that you're going to spend with your kid, they're going to be an adult like you. They're going to be a grown adult. You only get to have them for this moment where they're little. You know, it just lasts such a short time, and it's practically over. I told her, hey, ask Poppy, my father, if he'll take you to a empty parking lot somewhere and let you drive. You know, maybe he'll let you drive. Maybe there's a nice big parking lot where you can drive around. We're about at that age. Anyway, and as we were coming out here, we were just like sharing stories, and we ended up having to be at the airport for like I've been here all day. It's been an all-day affair. It's 7 p.m. and it's 7 p.m. and I've been up since 7. It's 12 hours already, and the flight hasn't even left yet. I probably should stay at the airport until the flight is off the ground, so I don't have to come back here, but hopefully everything will be okay. But yeah, what happened was we had a little tiny little passport issue. We've got like dual passports, and like, yeah, I don't know, like we had a whole bunch of papers and boxes to check, and like there was one box that we couldn't quite check, and there was no way to check on it, and the website wouldn't let us through because it's an unaccompanied minor situation, and the only way to really know whether it could be fixed or not was to show up early, like really early. Like they tell you, you know, be there this many hours before because it's a flight, be this many hours before because it's an international flight, and be this many hours before because it's a kid flying by themselves, and be this many more hours before if you have like the problem that you have. So we rolled up, like, actually before, you know, there was even a chance to figure it out. But, you know, we got some lunch and like poked around and like had a little airport day, and it was kind of fun. And I was lamenting about like a funny thing about for the fact that I have permanent residency in Japan. I have because I have permanent residency here, I got the, you know, I don't need to go to immigration anymore. Immigration is a big office building and sort of an industrial part of Tokyo that everybody complains about going. and that there's long lines and you never know if they're going to agree to your visa or not, and you're always trying to appeal to them, and it's expensive, and sometimes there are lawyers involved and sponsors, and it's confusing. But I always loved going to immigration. Like, I really loved going there, and I feel like I miss going there. I kind of miss going to immigration every year or 2 or 3, and the airport kind of feels like that. I enjoy going to the airport. You know, people complain about their airport stories, but I freaking love going to the airport. And sometimes I go to the airport just to go to the airport. And I've been doing that my whole life. I really genuinely have. I like to go to the airport. My dad, you know, I grew up, my dad used to take me to the airport, and you know, we'd sit on the roof of his car and watch airplanes fly right overhead and land on the airport like a movie or something. Like, we did them regularly when we were little. It was a thing that we did. I don't know. Yeah, I wonder how that's worked itself out in my head. I wonder. I never really thought about that, but I will tell you, I've never had a real desire to fly a plane, to pilot a plane. But I do have pilots in my family, and they fly these glider things, you know? They fly like these weird things, these, like, you know, the gliders. And I don't know if that's like an amateur pilot deal, or if you got to first get another kind of license and then do one of those. I have no idea. My dad's been up in a handful of times. It's not actually my cousins, it's my father's cousins. So it's like 1 degree away. And, but I never really had an interest to fly. I had an interest to, like, fly a space shuttle, go to outer space. Never had an interest to, like, fly airplanes. But when I rode that motorcycle, recently I rode a sidecar motorcycle all the way from Hyogo Prefecture to Tokyo, which is quite a far way. I nearly killed myself in the first 15 minutes of riding it, because it did not drive like a motorcycle whatsoever. Not in the slightest. Like, it couldn't have been a different driving experience. And what made it crazy is that when you sped it up, when you accelerated, it drifted to the left maybe, or to the right. And then when you braked, not even braked, when you decelerated, when you just let off the accelerator, not even like just let off the accelerator, it drifted left. So you literally are steering this thing with the accelerator. Then it's got this like gyroscopic thing that's going on that I don't even know if I can explain, but if you try to turn it to the right, it doesn't want to go right. But if you turn it to the left and then turn it to the right, it will go right. And when there's weight in the sidecar versus when there's not weight in the sidecar, it starts to do all different things. And then what you end up having to do is you end up having to lean on one side, accelerate, and do some maneuvering, all in conjunction with each other. It's like on a motorcycle, you just lean and you go forward and back. You just lean and go forwards and backwards. This thing with the sidecar, I felt like I was in like some, like in a tailspin, and I'm like trying to get the thing back under control the whole time. And I was like, whoa, this is just insane. There's like ailerons or whatever. It's like, it felt so much more. It was so much more visceral and so much more communicative and so much more interactive. It's very, very fun, actually, like extremely fun. And I was like, that's why I was like, oh, I mean, the utility of the sidecar is one thing, but the joy of riding with it. And I heard that if you drive a this bike that it's on, it's only a 250cc displacement, so it's not a very big bike at all. It's actually too small of a bike for a sidecar. It's just barely big enough for a sidecar. It should be an extra 100, 200, really 200. It should be double or triple the size. And if it did, it apparently, you could drive it and have a cappuccino while at the same time, because apparently they're more stable than even a motorcycle. They're like more stable. That people report that they really love riding motorcycles with sidecars because they're incredibly stable and you don't have to like mind to them too much. But this thing that I was riding, no way. And I was expecting for it to be like kind of stable, and it absolutely was not. And the guy who sold it to me told me, it's got to be careful on it. You don't want to go this fast on it. You don't want to, like, it's you really got to be careful. And I was like, okay. And I was like, in the first 15 minutes, I was like, oh, he was right. And then after like 4 hours, I was like, okay, now I'm starting to get how this whole comes together. And then after like 8 hours of riding it, and I rode it like 40 hours, I don't know, I rode a lot of hours to get it back to Tokyo. And by hour 20 or whatever, I totally figured it out and mastered it. And then it was like, oh man, this is so fun. This is so fun. But and what it's made me think about, but it's made me want to, like, how does one fly an airplane? Something that came to my mind that never came to my mind ever before. I wonder what it would be like if you could, like, pull off a pilot's license. That would be a fun thing to do, right? That would be really fun. So anyway, I don't know where I wouldn't say I'm like particularly interested in airplanes or aviation, but my hometown actually did used to be like this big aviation center. Boeing was in Tulsa for years, for decades, and Will Rogers, and first in all kinds of flight, and astronauts. I think some of those like early test pilots, they were all from Oklahoma, like little crazy dudes. And there's a great like aviation and space exploration. There's some great museums there that pay tribute to Oklahoma's aviation history. Anyway, yeah, I like going to the airport, and it wasn't a bad day to go to the airport at all. And it made me think about a handful of things as I was coming out here that I was thinking about riffing on my way back. And one of them, when I get to, there's like going to be like a service area at some point, and if you hang on, who's ever watching, I appreciate you being here. I really don't want to take my eyes off the road, and I don't want to hear anybody saying like, you're reckless, you don't know what you're doing. In fact, I'll pull over and answer some comments right now. There's a rest area right here. And then I'm going to get back. I'm not even going to pull off. I'm just going to like pull over and do my best to be mindful. But I do think it's a thing to do, to drive and wander, let your mind wander. I mean, I'd be doing it anyway. I'm just articulating it with my voice now. But I'll answer if there's probably not even a comment here. There might not even be a single one. I saw one pop up. I saw Yornimer's name pop up. Let me just see if there's one or two more. Yeah, so this is like a little service area, and I'm just going. He's telling me to go this way. But anyway, yeah, I'll tell you what I was thinking about. You guys good? It's Tuesday. I'm actually going to go to, this is not the last you're going to see of me today, I think. I'm actually going to go home, and I think if the weather holds up, I'm going to go down to Shimokitazawa or Shibuya, and I'm going to go do a little man on the street. Actually, I can look here. Okay, let's see here. is cool. I've never been to this rest area before. You kind of know, you get to know all the rest areas. They're all they all have like a little bit of a taste, a little bit of a brand, a little bit of a sense. Okay. They're letting me drive again. I feel alive again. They're letting me drive again. That'll be good for your mom too. Oh man, it'll be great. I mean, my family they're freaking out that my kid's coming. Sup, Yornimer? Did the same with my kids. Nervous when they first traveled alone to visit Japan. There you go, very cool. To stay with my in-laws. Okay, cool. What is it there? What is what where? What is it there? It's the highway. It's somewhere out in Chiba. It's Brian drinking some mugi cha and just driving. What time is it there? It's 7 p.m. 6:54 p.m. A bit of a drive to get back to Tokyo from Narita. Yes, it is. It's about an hour. So I could sit here and listen to music, or I don't know, listen to a podcast. But I kind of wanted to. I tend to think of these. I want to get into like what I'm doing. I know it's like probably not for everyone, but I'm gonna continue to explore my head and what actually I am doing with my channel and with my platform, because there's a few things I want to riff on. But I do go back and like watch these videos as if they're like journal entries, and I go back and think, oh, that was an interesting little moment, I forgot about that. I like to go back and watch them as like almost as journal entries, you know. I remember where there's some record shops in Chiba, maybe a record plant too. Yes, you're right, the record plant is out here in Chiba. And I wrote to those guys and I said, hey, can I come and can I come out to the record plant? And they were like, oh, we're getting ready to build another plant or something. They're like, we're getting ready to build an annex and like wait for a little bit and we'll invite you out for the opening of that. That's what they told me. So, but maybe that was just a deflection. And as far as like going to a record store, I could definitely go to a record store, but I am so busted, you have no idea. I'm gonna need a miracle to pull this summer off. I am like so busted. I'll tell you, they told me on the America side of the airlines that my kid, because it's a direct flight, my kid I don't need to pay the extra $600 for unaccompanied minor fee. And then when I showed up today in Japan, they're like, oh no, it's unavoidable. I'm like, okay. So get the unaccompanied minor fee, got the extra this, got the extra that. I literally, like, yeah, I'm in trouble. So, yeah, it's gonna be rough. But okay, yeah, I have a few more things. I'm gonna keep going. If I find another service area, I will pull over and answer some more questions. So feel free to keep them coming. But I really don't want to take my eyes off the road. The next here, we're going through a toll booth. This is the ETC. I don't even know what ETC stands for, but you have to have like a special card in your thing, and then dun 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 dun, the thing just pops right up. And then, actually, this is kind of cool. You're on like this giant like road, and then you're just gonna merge back in here into traffic, like 20 lanes. Anyway, so we're driving in Tokyo Central, and we go through this tunnel, me and my kid, and she tells me, oh, that's this tunnel, I know the name, I know this tunnel. And she says, I know this, there's a movie where this tunnel is like a portal to the past. This movie I really love, and there's this portal to the past, and every time she drives through the tunnel, she ends up like in a time slip kind of thing and goes back in time. And she tells this story, maybe you guys know the movie. She tells this story about there's a couple and they're on the outs, and he suddenly dies, and like at a point where it wasn't good, and there's all this regret, and then she finds this time slip, and she sees if she can change the outcome of the present, basically, by going back and adjusting a few things. She tells me, I haven't seen it, but my kid was telling me about it, and she said, "That's so crazy. The song that was playing right now is the exact song that's always playing every time she passes through the tunnel. That's so crazy." I was like, "Oh, that's so cool," And it was just like we had that conversation, like just about whatever it was, all the way to here, which was real nice. We're just like chatting and having a good time, and just like having, just kind of like going through the conversation about what's going to happen and how to behave and what to do and what not to do. And this is like a lot of like, we weren't like sitting there looking at our phones or just like tuning out. We were like fully engaged. And she's always wants to play music. She's super into music. Both my kids are super into music, but they're not definitively into the music that I'm into. And there's so much music at our house. There's so much music. There's so many music, and there's so many books, and there's so much like media for them to consume, and they don't ever, as you can imagine, they're not interested in the slightest. And it made me think, like, what was I interested in that my parents were interested in, and what did I listen to that they didn't like, and like when did our music taste overlap, if ever, and maybe when will my kids' music taste overlap with mine, if at all. That's what I wanted to kind of go off on here for a second. That's one thing, and then I want to get back to this channel thing. But so they both, isn't it crazy, like two kids, it's like, it's just crazy how different they can be, or like, just how individualistic everyone is. They almost have nothing in common. They like different food, they sleep differently, they live differently, they just like couldn't be more opposite. These two beings that came from the same place, and anyway, one of them, my son's really into hip hop, and kind of like Japanese hip hop, and like what's being sort of like admired as old school hip hop right now, like a 90s hip hop sort of resurgence that's big right now. He's like, I'd say like he's like mostly new school hip hop, although he's not that like deep, and some like old school hip hop. When he like puts on like Beastie Boys or like KRS-One, I'm like, how do you know this? And he's like, because I know it. And I'm like, dang, dude, let's get this. We can enjoy this together, Well, I mean, like LL Cool J, and what else has there been? I don't know. He's just like, on YouTube, he'll like find some, but he also likes jazz. Is weird. It's just really weird. And my daughter loves like all these boy band stuff, and she's not at all interested in like Taylor Swift, not at all interested in, like basically any Western music. She does have like a penchant for city pop, because it's sort of sprinkled throughout her movies, and it's like it's around. And she's got a paper to write this summer break, and she had a really interesting idea. She's like, she wants to write about how basically like California rock, and how like cool jazz and like classic rock informed city pop, and then how yacht rock or whatever, how like AOR, like Western AOR music inspired city rock, or excuse me, city pop, and then how it became sort of cliche or schmaltzy or like how it became kind of uncool for a certain number of decades in Japan, and then how it's been like a new generation has like gone back and sort of almost claimed it as their own. And because it's sort of, I mean, a lot of it stands up. I mean, a lot of that stuff that we sort of wrote off as overproduced and it just sounds like shit and just these like gated drums, and like now you go back and you listen to some of the stuff, especially like the Japanese stuff, and it's highly sophisticated. It really, really stands up. And you're like, dang, okay, I didn't hear it at the time, but I hear it now. Or it's not that I didn't hear it at the time. At the time, it might have been something. And then in the era of hair metal and grunge and alternative, it was just like, I was like, you couldn't be further from the zeitgeist by playing some. It was like Rick, it was like Rick Astley. I just saw Rick Astley on doing the Smiths. I saw Rick Astley doing on stage, what was it? It was probably Glastonbury or something, where he's got a sea of people and he's playing a tune, and I'm like, I like this tune. It's Rick Astley looking so good. Got his shades on, got a good haircut, got his old school like suit on, it's all come back. Fucking singing great, sounds great, on the stage, like commanding the stage, commanding the attention of the audience super into him. And I'm like, this sounds like great. Okay, doesn't surprise me that he's made a comeback. Then I like zoom out to find out what's going on. It's the fucking Smiths. And I'm like, oh, okay, they've taken him on as like some other band. Who was it? Has taken him as their frontman. I don't know who it was. The Blossoms? Who was it? The Blossoms. Gin Blossoms. Blossoms? I don't know if Gin Blossoms and Blossoms are the same band or Blossom. But at any rate, he was like somebody who like came back around, like properly. I don't think he ever like went away, and he kind of owned how we all lampooned him for years. But he's cool. I think he's like properly cool, and I think like all these people, what's the word? They will be vindicated. Rick Astley has been vindicated, and I have to say, like this Smiths songs, I find the Smiths. I'm one of those guys who like they're not for me. And you ask me why, and I'm like, well, because I just fucking it's like fingernails on a chalkboard for me. It's like I'm allergic to it. It's like cilantro or something. I don't have the gene for it. It drives me like it's the worst thing I ever heard. And I heard him singing a song today, and I was like loving it. And I have commented before about how I like the guitar playing. I like Johnny Marr's guitar playing. Morrissey is insufferable, and Rick Astley singing Morrissey songs, singing Smith songs. I was digging on that pretty good. But at any rate, anyway, back to my kid's paper. She's saying that basically how like Western music influenced a Japanese era of music. That music was exported, and now it's being and remixed and iterated, and now it's being re-imported. When something gets exported and like re-imported, don't quote me on this, but I think it's called a parallel import. And that may not be exactly what a parallel import is, but that's what I think about it. That word just seems to work for it. This notion of like something that gets exported. I don't know. I mean, like this thing that my family was all wanting. They all want these. What do they call it? Labubu. This new like character or whatever, and it's like based on like Care Bears or Cabbage Patch Kids or some kind of like, it's not exactly a Japanese style character. It's like it's a Disney sort of Stitchish. You guys know what it is, and they're selling for outrageous amounts of money. But it's like one of those things where it was sort of exported and then, or I should say, it was imported, remixed, exported, and now it's being re-imported. And so I think the new word that we're kind of playing with here, that we might build this kind of paper around, or together we'll probably end up building it together, is going to be like parallel imports. Parallel re-imports, something like this. So I'm sitting there like wondering when my kid is going to, like, if ever, my kid will be like, Dad, do you have any Nirvana records? You know, I wonder if she's ever gonna say that, or my son's ever gonna say that. Do you have any like Beastie Boy records? Yeah, I got them all, dude. Go check, just go look in the B's. I don't know if that day will ever come, and I mostly suspect it won't, but it gave me like food for thought. Like, what was it in my music journey of life, and maybe it's similar to yours, but like, what wasn't the first music that I loved, or that I shared with my parents, or that, you know, anyway, like there was some you know, context or something that was like something to do with my parents. And like, I remember the first, you know, music that I really remember is all that 70s, like Laurel, like Carly Simon and like the Beatles, but like James Taylor, and who else? Like, just drawing a blank. Joni Mitchell and Carole King and Elton John, who I maybe already said, and like, I don't know, Neil Diamond, and like, just like stuff. This was in my folks, and I sang along these songs, like Jim Croce. Like, I knew those songs, and I probably, like, as a little kid, liked them. You know, bad, leave me around, Paul Simon, Mama gonna me and Julio down by the schoolyard. I probably, like, those were like preschool songs, you know, or like early grade school songs. And then it was like onto the boombox and the top 40 radio, and then it was like onto like Michael Jackson and Madonna and George Michael and Prince and Stevie Wonder, and like, then it was like, yeah, Stevie was another gateway to somewhere else. And then it was like, I found the guys in the neighborhood who were like older than me. I found the skater kids, and they had hip hop. And that was the day, and like the Beastie Boys were on MTV, but like those guys down at the end of the block, at the end of the neighborhood, had hip hop. And then it was like, then it became, everything else became irrelevant, and hip hop was the thing. And we didn't really, I don't think we knew. I think everything that we were getting in Tulsa, Oklahoma, most of what we were getting were, you know, third-rate hip hop. Not really, but like, I feel like it was. I feel like it must have been that way. Or, you know, it's like whatever thing that we got, it was like a year after it got released, and wherever it had come from was already on like 2 albums or 2 singles or 2 steps ahead of us. And but the hip hop thing was like, it also was like, had a little bit of like Chili Peppers sprinkled in there, and like George Clinton, and like, I don't know, like even like NWA and like Ghetto Boys and like they had funk. There was a bit of funk in them, and Beasties for sure as well. But hold on, I gotta look where I'm going here. But there was also like, I think, yeah, like 2 Live Crew was probably the one that was like, my parents heard what I was listening to, and they were like, no. And that quickly got confiscated. That quickly became contraband. And then it was a game of cat and mouse for a few years. And I don't remember all the stuff I brought home, but it was like Ghetto Boys and Slick Rick and Rick, what else was there? You know, it was Ice Cube and iced tea, and there was a lot of stuff, you know. There was the more safe stuff like Kid and Play and Fresh Prince and, you know, this kind of stuff too. But we all wanted the iced tea and Public Enemy and, you know, fuck the police. We wanted all that kind of stuff. And so that became like a real thing that I did not share at all with my parents. And I remember that moment culturally, we all do, but like how are you calling this music? What's enjoyable about listening to this? Which is exactly how I feel. Not exactly, but it's how I think sometimes about my kids' taste in music. I'm like, God, there's like, why would you listen to these, what does Jack Black call it, pappy crap, when you have this entire record collection of so much good music to appreciate? And why are you listening to this, you know? And just these like ridiculous falsetto boys with, just like, you know, like I was saying this the other day with like, but it's exactly the same thing, right? It's just exactly the same thing. So, but then there was a moment where like, I guess I probably like went full in on the Beatles. You know, it was like high school, and I was like, actually it was like, one summer I went to Arizona and I discovered the Dead Kennedys, Dead Milkmen, and Kill Motherfucking Depeche Mode, and the Pixies. And the Pixies were like, after that, my interest in hip-hop evaporated. And I just was like, oh, the Pixies are where it's at. And that actually led me to a whole bunch of other interesting things. And that's when I was like, okay, I have hip-hop. I can always go back to hip-hop. Don't hate hip-hop. I'm just Hakozaki. Where the hell am I going? I don't think it's I think it is Hakozaki, maybe. But even if I don't go to Hakozaki, oh, there it goes. That was it. Oh, that was definitely it. Damn it. Okay. Well, they need a sign. They need a different sign there. Can I still go this way? Ooh, Lamborghini. Baby blue Murcielago. Wow, that's pretty. Yeah. So my kid, she's playing like some Maria Takeuchi or something. I'm like, oh, this is good. And then she's playing something else that I don't know. And I'm like, oh, what is this? And then like every once in a while she's like, I know what you like. I have a few more of these up my sleeve. And she's like, she knows them. And I'm like, oh, good on you. And patrol guys. They're just, they're not police. They're just highway patrol guys. Should we go over Rainbow Bridge? We should go over Rainbow Bridge. Let's fucking go over Rainbow Bridge. It's raining, but let's go over Rainbow Bridge. I mean, I think Rainbow Bridge, yeah. Fuck yeah, we got the ticket to do it. It won't be that spectacular but yeah, why not? Wait a second, where is it? Where'd it go? Okay, I hope it's this way. Rainbow Bridge, where are you? Ferry Wharf, you better not have snuck away from me. I don't know. This is like where it gets to be like, I've been on all of these roads, and I know they all kind of lead to the same place, and I can basically get off on any of them and make my way. Okay, there it is. Hold on, let me see here. Rainbow Bridge. Okay, maybe we just stay here. Maybe I'll get in the middle lane. Come on now, what you gonna make me go this way? Okay, Rainbow Bridge, I guess you want me to go this way. Yes, okay. Okay, this is exciting. Yeah, actually this is the better way to go, because the way that it was gonna navigate me to go was to or the way that if I didn't follow the right signs, it would send me under Tokyo completely. And I always hate that road. I hate the one that goes completely under Tokyo for like hours. It's never any fun. But this one's good. Yay, Rainbow Bridge! Welcome to Tokyo! This is my city. I'm happy to share. Man, I fucking love this city so much. I really, really do. I love this city. I'm just taking it in myself, and the road's a little sketch, so yeah, Rainbow Bridge, baby. Why is it rainbow? Well, it's mostly white most of the time, but occasionally it lights up all rainbow colors, which is real nice. Yay! Chan, 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 chan. Wow, she's a beauty. Oh dang, somebody's broken down on Rainbow Bridge? What are they doing? So we are driving over Tokyo Bay right now. And Tokyo Bay can take like enormous, shipping container ships, enormous cruise ships. I think it probably can even take an aircraft carrier and things like that. It's huge. Wow. Mega bridge. Yabai. We're gonna zip right through the middle of the city, actually. It's pretty impressive. There's a little parking spot. Maybe I'll have a little park. It's just like a little rest area, and I'll just read a comment or two. Why not? I've never stopped here before. It's kind of nice. Shibaruda. Oh, this is where all the guys come to hang out with the cars. There's like, you drive down this thing. I think this is where and then you can get back on the highway. The deal is that the highway, it's like once you get on it, you can't get off it. Like you're on it, and yeah, this is that place where all the JDM guys are coming. And all this, I think. Yeah, here they all are. Can I go this way? This is one of the spots. Maybe. I thought it was bigger. Maybe there's another area. Okay. Well, a 2-minute stop. It's kind of fun. Okay. What's up, folks? Good grief. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back. Appreciate it. I appreciate all these comments. Thank you. I'm gonna read them all. Let's see. Hate those extra fees. Oh my God, so much fees at the airport today. Cool view. Music, love, I feel is in the DNA. Yeah. My kids are also very much into music. It's kind of incredible. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to just. Everybody's into their own thing, but it's everybody's different. Says Yornimer. It says music. I feel is in the DNA. Yvonne, Music Man in the house. Rainy day in Japan with Brian. Yes, it's a little rainy, not too bad. Does she enjoy K-pop? No. Actually, Nixon 111 Ninox. Sorry, Ninox 111. No, not in the slightest. Actually. And she's got her own taste, and she's like uncompromising. She's like, I know, I don't. I love yacht rock, says Yvonne Music Man. Love them forever. Yeah, the kids, they go away, they grow up quick. Join them. Glad you like Johnny Marr's guitar playing. I do. Okay, Labubu dolls are from Hong Kong. Okay, interesting. I thought they were, yeah, I couldn't figure that out. I didn't really know. But another one, like my kid was like, why is everybody crazy about these? But at the airport, well, I saw a lot of like Louis Vuitton bags, which generally, not always, but often means they're like not Japanese. I saw a lot of Asian people with Louis Vuitton bags with those La Boo Boo things, and I'm just like, what's going on? And my kid was just like, I don't know, they're crazy for them right now. And there's actually there's a La Boo Boo shop, or that brand shop, in the airport that apparently just opened, and they are sold out of it. I'm sure that all these people in Tokyo made a run on they went 2 hours out to the airport to buy these things. My family was asking for them, not because they necessarily wanted them, but they were like, you could flip them. There's people on the corners of intersections selling them. And I was looking at one, just for your information. They're these like little charms that people put on their bags, these like little kind of like teddy bear character things, and they have these silly kind of faces. I'm a little bit out of the loop. Sorry, I'm showing my age here, but like, they're selling like originals. I don't know what an original is, but originals are selling on Mercari, the Japanese like eBay, for $1,000. So yeah, it's like Beanie Babies, right? There was that Beanie Baby moment. Okay, Yormer says, my daughter is into boy bands, but recently got into Wet Leg because they opened for Harry Styles. Okay, I was so happy we may go to see them live when they come into town. Nice, dude, nice. I would kill to go see Wet Leg with my kid. That would be so fun. Or Harry Styles, for that matter. I'm actually a pretty big Harry Styles fan. I listen to those records, and they're good. They're real good. I really like them a lot. Oh shit! Hold on a second. Just give me 1 second here. I'll be right back. Just give me a second. Just sending a text. Let's see. Can I get back to these comments quickly? Okay. Grade school songs. My class stomped in unison on the way to the canteen, singing new Dave Clark 5 hit, "Bits and Pieces, Bits and a Pieces." Oh, that's nice. Bits and pieces, bits and a pieces. That's 4-5. I get it. Are we the same age? I'm 53. Grasshopper, I'm 49 in a month's time. A month from today. I think a month from yesterday. I'm a 911 baby. Brian's late 40s, a youngster. No, yeah, I'm 49 this year. I remember the time, not only before the dead Kennedys, but before any of the Kennedys were dead. You're nice. You went to Arizona for an alt music education. I truly did. Okay. I really enjoyed the Dead Kennedys. Remember when Jello Biafra, who's from Boulder, by the way, was fighting for the Dead Kennedys artwork, and the rest of the band left him. Yeah, man, he's interesting, isn't he? He's such a charismatic guy. He's been into the diner. I used to work at this diner. He used to come in, and it was a big deal. Whoever got to wait on him. He's from Boulder. Hi, James Farley. Let's get lost with Brian. Okay, Rainbow Bridge. This is cool. Ninja Cat Matt in the house. What's up, dude? Chiba Peninsula is a golf course rich environment. It is indeed. Ninja Cat Matt. I see Tokyo Tower. We're going to drive right past it when we get back on the tree. Or is that Skytree? Skytree probably wasn't in view. It was like way off. Yornimer is asking. You did see Tokyo Tower, Yornimer, and it is coming up. Ninja Cat Matt. Listen to the river. The King Gizzard Lizard Wizard. Assignment for Brian. Listen to the river. Okay. I gotta just like burn the acronym. I gotta start with that. That should be the first assignment. KGLW. King Gizzard Lizard Wizard. Music is humans' best form of magic. Ooh, I like that. I just watched F is for Fake, and F is for Fake. Yeah, and that's a bit about magic. Okay, better bee drugs in bag for $1,000. Better be drugs in a bag for $1,000. I hope not. I don't want my kids into. Yeah, we don't need any drugs around. 4:26 a.m. in Denver, Colorado. Good morning. That's early, Ninja Cat Matt. Grasshopper TV. Okay, 53. So you're my senpai, Grasshopper TV. We're close enough. We would have been in high school at the same time. So yes, we're of the same. We're Xers. I wonder if your generation feels the same about my generation as I feel about like the 4 years below me or the 3 years below me. I wonder if you guys, if it's what would be the delineator? There's a few things. 53 versus 48, 49. There are some moments. It's like The Cure. The Cure is one, just like a little bit too young for The Cure, just slightly too. They were like you couldn't be like 13 and 14 and 15 and be tormented yet, you know. You could be 17, 18, 19 and be tormented. REM's later stuff, yes. REM's earlier stuff. REM's mid and later stuff, that's probably like a little delineator. Like Nirvana, I was like, they broke, if you like, broke nationally, like when I was a freshman, sophomore in high school. So they're like, you almost might have been like too old. Like you're like, they might have been younger than you. Is Nirvana younger than 53? How old are the Nirvana guys? Oh, they got to be older than that. Dave Grohl's got to be approaching 60, I would guess. Not quite? How old is it, Dave Grohl? I think we're 6 days apart in age. Ninja Cat Matt? 6 days apart in age. 919, okay, interesting. 919, yes, we are Virgos. We mentioned that the other day. We're both September babies. You're 71, I'm 76. 80s versus 90s, yeah. Ha ha ha, says Grasshopper. James Farley, I feel like the old man in here. Everybody's welcome, James Farley. There's no ageism in here. Dave Grohl is 56. Okay, there you go. So, yeah. No, we like him on all. Okay, I saw Nirvana on Bleach tour. There you go. Okay, there's a little delineator. Okay, felt Nirvana was selling out when they broke big. Right. Okay. Well, there's the age difference. Yornimer, I don't know how old you are. You don't have to disclose it if you don't want to. But what, you got a year? Do you have a year or two on me, Yornimer? You kept saying 53. Hold on, I saw that. You kept saying 53. Laugh out. You're 48. No, I'm 48, but you might have missed it, Ninja Cat Matt. We're having. I think you might have come in mid conversation. Yornimer is 52. Ninja Cat Matt is. I forgot. It doesn't matter. But Kurt would have been 58. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so 5 years older than you guys. 5 years older than 53. So, yeah, that tracks. I guess we were young. But it seemed like appropriate. It seemed like if we would have been to the Beatles, you know, we would have been 13, 14, you know. We would have been that age. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird how, like, the arbiters of, like, I don't even know if you can call them arbiters of taste or arbiters of cool, but, like, how did that happen? How did it have to, like, 13-year-olds control the conversation of, you know, pop music? 13, you know, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you know? They've got a lot of sway in music. Yeah, I mean, that's really what this is. That's what I was thinking. Like, is my kid ever going to be like, yo, what? Yeah, do you have a Nirvana record? Do you know about this record? Is that one of your favorites? Wild World. Okay, I'm going to keep driving, and I'm going to go all the way. I got just a little bit further to go. And at least I'll get to, like, the exit, and maybe I'll say goodbye on the exit. But at least we can drive past Tokyo Tower, and I'll go ahead and turn it around. I do want to say something about the channel. I kind of, there's something of, I was thinking deeply about the channel, and I'll just like ramble here, but like, I mean, something that I've been thinking about is like, I think it's been suggested like, the record store, go to the record store and like we love seeing the record store tours. And I have to admit, like the videos that have gotten the most amount of traction on my channel are record store videos. And I have to say, like, it's for that very reason, practically, that I don't want to do them so much. And, I think I could easily fail hard or shoot myself in the foot or get stuck in a very big rut on YouTube if my goal is to, I don't know, grow or whatever. Oh, Ginza? I think I want to go that way. I think I want to go towards Ginza. Although that might have been a nice way to go too. I'm just checking. Oh, I think we might have missed the chance to go by Tokyo Tower. Dang it. Did I? I might have. Yeah, I think I did. So it gets a little confusing over here. Ah, dang it, I missed. Oh, no, wait. No, wait. I think we got it. I think we still got it. Yes, I think so. Hold on. Let me just think this through. Oh, no, maybe. Where is Tokyo Tower? I'm like confused on where it is. It should be right there. Okay, maybe we missed Tokyo Tower. I think I went the wrong way. Well, there's about 12 ways you could go, but I'm going this way. So, yeah, I just was thinking about like how to put it, like do I really want this to be like, I'm right now I'm like editing a video about a bookstore, and I'm putting like a lot of effort into it, and it seems to be, I'm gonna go this way. It seems to be really cool, and I'm really happy about it, and I don't really even care that it's like if it gets views or whatever, because I will have done it, and I feel like it's actually a little bit of a love letter to the people who it's about. And like, I feel good about writing it's like I feel good about saying what I want to say to the people, and I don't think it's really going to appeal. What can you see in a record store? I mean, I admit, like, record stores are awesome, and I love them, and they are shrines to our beloved music, but I mean, unless they really tell a story, and they do, but like, I don't know, this I get, like, triggers a Pavlovian response, but like, this is not interesting. There's nothing pushing a story forward in this. It's like purely gratuitous, and I want to do something more than that. I really do. And so what's more, I don't really know, but I think that if I don't really want to pigeonhole myself into just records and record stores. Even though this is Tokyo Record Style, I don't really I just don't want to talk about. Oh shit. Dang it, I got turned around. I'm going the wrong way. I went 180 degrees the wrong way. And I just saw it. Yeah, so like I'm making a video about a bookstore, and then I've been doing all this photography stuff, and like that, it just like I feel like the thing that I want to celebrate and appreciate and pontificate on and propagate are like is beyond record stores. And I see lots of people on YouTube who I didn't even know existed. Like, I was just like, they're coming out of the woodwork. I think there's like a big swell at the moment of people who are like, oh, I can make a video about a record store. Oh, I could like, oh, I'm gonna do the definitive store, record store, blah blah blah. Or like, I see like I've seen a handful of like Japanese, non-Japanese people, and no shade, but like I've seen them do it in a way that I wouldn't do it that way. And that's not to say that, you know, I don't mean to dance around it, but it's just like I want to do something a little bit different. And I don't think it's gonna go. I don't think I'm gonna. It's not a winning strategy, unless, you know, you just stick to your guns and like you're vindicated in the end, you know, and you're like, I just did what I wanted to do, and in the end it worked itself out, and I didn't change what I wanted to do. I just meandered all over the place. But I don't. That's a 1 in a million kind of chance, and not that I'm going for a 1 in a million kind of chance, but I don't want to be the record. I don't want to be the. Not that I'm in the runnings, but I don't want to be the record voice, record store voice from Japan, especially when there's like other people who can do it better and who like, I don't know, like maybe more interested, or I don't know. Okay, I gotta post office probably. Okay, come on, why not? You guys don't mind, do you? Okay, I'm gonna turn my camera back around. So yeah, what does that mean? Like, what does that exactly mean? So I got these kind of things where I'm just like pontificating about whatever, and like, do I leave this up for in the muck? Do I leave this kind of muddy, you know, video up among other things that I'm like editing and trying to like tell a story about? I'm just telling you what my internal sort of dialogue is. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with putting it out there. And I kind of find it fun and interesting to share the process. And maybe it's of value to one other person. And I tell you, if it is of value to one other person, then it's worth it for me to do it. And even if it wasn't of value to one other person, it's valuable to me to do it. There's the Kabuki's out. I should turn this around. We're in Ginza right now. The Ginza. This is the most, this is the poshest area of Japan, and has been for 200 years. This is like all the department stores, Seiko Tower. Maybe it's not that impressive, but all the big brands are here, and the old department stores are here. Up there is the Seiko Tower. And they say something about like the land that is on, like one postcard or one postage stamp piece of dirt is worth a gajillion dollars. I don't know what the number is, but this is the corner. This is like Shibuya is the corner, you know, is the center of youth Tokyo. This is the real center of Tokyo. This is the real, like, this is the center of 200-year-old Tokyo. Reading some comments here. Hey, let's see. Grateful Dead took over my brain. Okay, I'll have to pull over. I'm going back. There's a lot of comments. I appreciate the comments a lot. So I'll just, here you go. There's Ginza. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Eyes back on the road. Yeah, so that's just trying to, yeah. The motorcycle, it's like motorcycles and cameras and Tokyo and music and bookstores and books and, you know, maybe it'll be cars and some funky shop, ice cream, I don't know. But the Shinkansen's going overhead. There goes the Shinkansen right above us. Whoa, the bullet train. That's very cool. We timed that just right. And yeah, like somebody said to me, hold on, I think I'm breaking up. I might be breaking up. Just a second. Let me just get through this tunnel. We're going under the peninsula right now, hotel. And we're coming up here on the Imperial Palace and Nagatacho, which is where all the government buildings are and where the like president lives, the prime minister, and where all the politician offices are, and yeah, the government, the Supreme Court, and so on. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to see at night, but I'll turn this back around for just a bit. Yeah. So somebody said to me, like, don't become a Tokyo travel channel. And yeah, I hear you, because I see those Tokyo travel channels sort of, and there's some that they do it real right, much better than I could ever do it. And like I like the content, and I'm like, oh, these people are doing it right. Some people just do it so wrong, and I just like, ugh. And like, I don't even want to be associated with it. And then, you know, I think about like some of the like VC people, and I see some kind of panels, you know, like there's so many of them, but they just know music's, they just know, they can just run circles around me all day long. Not that it's anybody's like competing, but like I don't know if I have that much to contribute really to like an endless musical, you know, interest. I just don't think, I mean, I have what I have, and I like what I like, and I can hang, but I don't feel particularly, you know, like labels might be a good example. I maybe have mentioned this before, but like labels, you know, I know 5 labels, you know, I know, you know, Apple, I know, you know, Chess, I know, you know, Atlantic, but I couldn't tell you really what the difference between like Atlantic is and a Warner Brothers and, you know, Flying Nun. What's so crazy about Flying Nun and Sub Pop? And I mean, I know them, but I don't really know them. And same for books. Like I don't really like, today we were hanging out at the bookstore for 2 hours, killing time. It was really fun, and it was really fun because I saw like a bunch of my friends who are authors whose books were in the bookstore at the airport. I was very stoked to see that. I was like, oh, there's Hector Garcia, oh, there's Matt, oh, there's Alex Kerr. I saw 3 of my friends' books in the bookstore, and multiple books, multiple different books by each one. I was very impressed, and my kid was like, maybe she thought it was like normal. Like everybody's got friends who have written, or everybody has friends who've written books, you know, at the bookstore. But no, but I could contribute a book. I can contribute a book. So that's what I'm thinking. Like right now, this bookstore that I'm working on, what you're going to be, I think for those of you who will be interested, it will be very interesting to you. And for those of you who don't care about it, it'll just, but like it'll be really interesting to a few people, I think. And who it is, it's these like rich Tokyo, like young guys who had nothing but boulevards of green lights ahead of them, but they took what they had and the opportunities that they had, and just being like of a class, and made cool shit with it. And it's like the Yuichi Sakamoto's and homies. I mean, and the sons of very influential people, and very, hold on a second, let me get over here. This is a little hairy. And they're all like 10 years, 15 years, 20, like probably 30 or 40 years my senior in a couple of the cases. And I know what's going to happen. I don't really know, but I think what's going to happen is, like, I'm just going to get on their radar for the 10th time, and probably nothing will come of it, but I'm going to like just burn myself to their memory, like, and burn them to my memory, to be honest, like a degree more, so that I guess in 10 years more time, how old will I be? 58? I don't know, will I ever penetrate this echelon of ultra hip people in Tokyo that I'm told I'm meant to care about and know about, and who I actually do, because they have the fucking coolest of the motorcycles, and the coolest of the record collections, and the coolest of the, like, home collector, geek cool guys, and who were, who made the clubs, and who made the live houses, and brands and fashion trends, and who were there, and who wrote the story of, cool hip 90s Tokyo. If I feel like I don't really belong amongst their ranks, and there are foreigners who have like penetrated their ranks, and it's not so much like penetrate's not really the right word, but like, I guess, I'll forever be like a groupie or a admirer from afar. But Sarah Silverman has this story that she tells. I fucking love this story. She says she was doing they were talking about Steve Martin on Howard Stern, and she says, I'd roasted Howard Stern, or I'd roasted Steve Martin because he had asked me to roast him, and we were going to Steve Martin's after party, and it was very small and intimate. There was like 12 of us, and who was there? It was like Katharine Hepburn was there, and who was there? Who am I thinking of? Candice Bergman, excuse me. Who did I say? Katharine Hepburn, Candice Bergman, and Kathleen, I don't know, whoever's like, and friends, these Hollywood, royalty, basically. Katharine Hepburn, what year did Katharine Hepburn die? At any rate, she's saying, I was about to die. Like, it's very name-droppy, but I couldn't believe myself. I was just pinching myself that I was sitting on the couch with all these luminaries, and, I'm just like, what am I doing here? I totally do not belong here. And Martin Short, who, of course, is like very in cahoots with Steve Martin, is like host. And this is, they do this all the time. They have these house parties, and Martin sort of MCs and hosts, the event. And she tells this story of Candice Bergman telling everybody when she met Steve Martin, and she says, I remember when, and I'm doing Sarah Silverman doing Candice Bergman, but she says, I remember when I met Steve Martin, and I couldn't believe it. He didn't know what prosciutto was. And then Steve Martin, I couldn't believe it, Silverman says. He says, I know, can you believe it? And now I drive one. And she was like, I couldn't believe, like, right in the moment I just witnessed this genius. And like, I can see myself as a Sarah Silverman in that sort of context. I can see hanging out with these guys, and like, so long as they would forgive me for occasionally putting my foot in my mouth and just like being like, how can you not, like, I don't know, but I hang out with these ambassadors through my work. I often like meet these like dignitary people who aren't really that fun, but they're elite. And like I always have fun. I can hang and I enjoy hanging, and I'm far more interesting to them than the next ambassador from wherever is, generally speaking. I don't know if that's a big, that's okay. Maybe I take it, let me walk that back. I'm almost as interesting. I think at least I can have a zinger. And some of these ambassadors, they like won't leave me alone. They don't want to be there, and they see me as like, oh, finally somebody I can talk to. That's a thing. And I kind of have to be like, well, excuse me, but I have to get back to work. So, and it's always like, oh, you again. But it would be fun to like get on the little posse's radar and have one of them, like, it's never gonna happen. But you can imagine where I'm going with this. It's like delusions of grandeur, but like, or it's just pipe dreaming, and it's not, I want to put out something. I have something to put out. I just need to fucking get it out, and I need some runway, I need some open field to do it, and I have no fucking open field. I have all these little pockets, and I'm filling them with every little bit of passion and creativity that I can muster, and I just just like completely, I'm like Tommy gunning, just like everywhere I can and any chance I can. But it would be a dream come true and it's just a dream, but it would be a dream come true to be like, whoa. Just, Fujifilm, God bless Fujifilm. Fujifilm got behind my volunteer project, and they years ago, and they said to me, like, we want you to know that we got your back no matter what. And so when you think that this project is about to fail and you're about to run out of your stuff, please know that we're not going to abandon you. We're going to be behind you the whole time. So long as you keep doing what you're doing, we got you, and you can depend on us. I was dumbfounded to hear those words. I mean, to hear them from another friend, or to hear them from like an acquaintance or a spouse, it's like one thing. But to hear them from like a company that doesn't really like, I don't know. I just was really impressed. I just was really, really, really impressed. I'm gonna pull over here, guys, and read some comments, and I'm gonna check my chats here just to see what's going on. But this is fun. This is mission accomplished. I'm nearly home. I'm going through a tunnel, going through Shinjuku right now, and I'm on familiar territory, familiar ground. So yeah, let me get through this tunnel, and then let me check in on a few things, and then let me read some of these comments. I'm going to go back and I'm going to read them all. So if you have a comment you want to drop, leave it now, and I'll get to it, and I'll read them all, and I'll go back. It'll take me a little time, but I'll do it. So it's 9. Oh shit. It's 8 o'clock. I was gonna go down to Shimokita or Shibuya and do this thing. I think I'm gonna give up on it. I think tonight's not the night. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. This Pop Vox thing that I'm doing, I like doing it. It's fun. It's fun and easy. If anybody has any opinion about this, I most welcome your input. Here, we'll flip it around again. I'm doing them. I think I have enough. What's the word? Like interest, but enough. I think I have enough chutzpah. if you want to call it that. I have enough chutzpah to do it twice a week. I could do it like for an hour on a Tuesday and an hour on a Thursday, and that seems like doable. Or I could do it for an hour on a Wednesday once a week. I could do it for an hour once a week, or maybe a couple hours once a week, or I could do it like for an hour and a half twice a week. And kind of like, I don't know, I'm like compelled to want to do it more. I was like, oh, I should do it more. And then I was like, no, Brian, you don't need to do it more. Just do it once. But then I'm like, yeah, but you could do it twice. And if you did it in Shimokita and then you alternated between Shimokita and Shinjuku, Shimokita Shibuya, Shimokita Ochamizu, Shimokita somewhere else, then you could like kind of get a rhythm going, and it would be like an interest. Maybe it wouldn't be sustainable, but I think it would be. I think it would be, actually. So what do you think? Do you think I'm going to get over this Shinjuku station, and then I'm going to pull over and I'm going to read these comments. There's the Mario Karts. You see them right there? Those guys are driving around in go-karts. That's a thing. The Mario Karts. And this is Shinjuku Station. I'm picking my nose, by the way, just so you know. And this is kind of like, Shinjuku feels like a hometown in a way. I lived in Hatagaya for about 5 years, or I don't know how long it was, 3 or 4 years. And yeah. So right in front of me, those towers there, those 3 sort of towers, that is the Park Hyatt at the top, and that is where the New York bar is, where the famous like jazz singer is from, like Lost in Translation. And yeah, okay. So let me see if I can go back and read some of these. I don't know how far I need to go back. Oh, audio stopped. Whoops. I saw that. Let's see here. Oh my God, there's a lot of comments. It goes all the way back to Kurt Cobain. We're gonna do this. Kurt would have been 58. James is 64. Kurt Cobain's daughter had a son with Tony Hawk. I know, that's insane. Says Yornimer, I know, that's so crazy. Grasshopper, Sonic Youth, and Dinosaur Jr. were my Beatles. Yeah, mine too, basically. Yornimer, Wild World, Ninja Cat Matt. They got big right after I got out of high school. Nirvana in the 90s. Yeah. Ninja Cat, Grateful Dead took over my brain in 1990. Yeah, very cool. Driving around reminds me of Ghost in the Shell. Grasshopper TV says Blade Runner. I'm gonna pull over for a second here, if I can get over. There's lots of cars pulled over here. I think there's a little spot I can manage right after this. I think this is okay. There's always people like, this is okay. Okay. We're gonna have a little hazards, but just give me a second. Blade Runner, let's see. Ninja Cat Matt, Shibuya Tower. What's that? Different than Tokyo Tower? Tokyo Tower is to the right. No, there's Skytree and there's Shibuya Tower. I don't think there's a Shibuya Tower. There's Tokyo Tower and there's Skytree. I would like to see a video of an old camera store video. I did one of those. Look at Osawa Camera. Go search for Osawa, O-S-A-W-A. Osawa Camera, but I can do another camera store. I have camera stores that I can go to. Yeah, I like going to camera stores. Oh, I'll go to another camera store again. I'm here, and I have a handful of camera stores on the video. I've got Fujiya, got a couple. I'm here, and I don't care at all about the vinyl. I'm just interested in conversations. Cheers, Ninja Cat Matt. Appreciate that. Dino Vanjak, nice to have you here. First time I'm seeing your name, I think. Hey, James. Hey, Dino. Yornimer, maybe you're recording in Tokyo style, a person who records, yeah, right, records the style, right? That's the I've been thinking about, like double, triple entendre sort of deal. Which music is part of? Yeah, Tokyo record style. Tokyo record style. Yeah. Be passionate about what you talk about is all that really matters, says Ninja Cat Matt. Cheers. James Farley. I find your conversations fascinating. Cheers, James. Ooh, Ginza Yornimer. Where the Sony concrete part. Where's the, oh, I should have stopped there. The Sony concrete part. Very cool thing. Yeah. I haven't been inside. I'll take you in there. Nice city, says Dino. Cheers, man. Is that it? Did we drive past? We did drive past it. We did actually drive past it. 40 minutes says books first, then films, then records. That's me and squirrels. 40, where are your videos? You got time? You're retired. Go make some videos. I'll watch them. We'll all sub you up. We came in for the record stores and music. Let's see. We came in for the record stores and music, but grew into digging you and your vibe. Oh, that's nice, Grasshopper TV. That's fucking nice. We came in for the record stores and music, but grew into digging you and your vibe. I mean, that's true for everybody, but that's a nice compliment. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. That's touching. Ninja Cat Matt says, this seems like your therapy. It totally is, making these videos. I can see you hashing out your thoughts and feelings every time you broadcast alone. Yeah. Yeah. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. Like, should I just like keep these to myself? Famous intersection back there. Yep, Ninja Cat Matt. Ooh, abstract video, pixelation. Okay, audio stop for me. Tokyo is a nice city. Fact, says Dino. Okay, I hope it wasn't too choppy. Never mind, just me. Yornimer says, oh, was that Yornimer who said audio stopped? Okay, I hope it was okay. Reboot. I can still hear, says Ninja Cat Matt. Just say your stuff, Brian. Nobody else can be you. We like you. Oh, thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, Brian, you screw labels and categories. Screw labels and categories. It's good to be yourself. I think so too. You will love River Evil by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Don't forget. Okay, River. I got it. I'm out in 12 minutes. Good early morning chat. Take care. Thanks for being here, Ninja Cat Matt. Tragically hip. Laugh my ass off. Nice. Okay, Brian, do not think so much. Just now, I know what you mean, Yvonne. This has become, I need to let go of this, but this has become something that I don't like to hear. Don't think so much. I know what you mean. Don't worry so much, I think is the thing, but I'm not really worried. Don't think so much. Maybe I need to think that one through. Like, don't think so much. I don't know if that's, as just a thing that you say to somebody, hey, how's it going? Good, how are you? Like, yeah, it's fine. Don't think too much about it. But don't think is like, to me sounds a little bit, it sounds a little bit like, I don't know how to put it. I wish people would think more. That's what that's what I'm trying to think. Like, I like how much I think. I wish we'd all, that's what I think. It's hard to say, but I think we don't think enough. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. Is that no, don't think less, think more. But yeah, worry less or be less stressful or something. Just do what you want in the moment. Enjoy the life. I do think enjoying the life is that's super key. Enjoy. I think that's going to be a big takeaway in the end. Enjoy what you have. Hey Yvonne, how are you doing today? Dino and Yvonne know each other. Surrender to the flow, says Ninja Cat Mac. Books on music equals a way into books for record people. But the Vichy shows a book by flicking through the pages for photos and cannot review the writing even afterwards. I think some people can. VC people haven't mastered the critical art. Yeah, how do you say? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There's people. I mean, count me amongst the people who aren't reviewing things as to their maximum aptitude. I want to review things better. I want to be more critical. I want to, I throw my arms up on a lot of things. Bergen, not Bergman. Thank you, Ninja Cat Matt. Candice Bergen. Candice Bergen, is she... Who was in that show with Bruce Willis? Is that Candice Bergen? I know that doesn't seem like that would be the... Like, Candice Bergen is like a silver screen actress, right? But who was the woman that played opposite of Bruce Willis in that show that was like his start? Good day all. I'm not like a super cinephile, and I don't know my like classics. And Candice Bergman, Candice Bergen. Yeah, somebody can call me out on that. It's okay. I'm okay with it. Nice. Yvonne says at work. Well, thank you for that tip, by the way. Ninja Cat Matt, and also DJ Vinyl Vertigo. Yes, you guys are correcting me. I appreciate it. How would I know Candice Bergen? Remind me how I know. I can see her face like in a like a Hoagie Carmichael like album cover. I can see this sort of like Hollywood sort of face. I don't know why I would think of Candice Bergen with this sort of stylized like face from the 40s or something like this, but I can see this face. I don't know all those actresses. Greta Garbo, who did I say earlier? Katharine Hepburn. I mean, like, I know them, but like if you put them in, I'm like that scene in Pulp Fiction where where he's like, look, Marilyn Monroe is serving somebody else a milkshake, and he's like, no, that's Marilyn Monroe. That's, name the actor. I forget who it is. Actress. Oh shit. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. Just a second. Okay. Hey, Paul. Oh, Paul, I've Psychoplatters. Good day. It's good to see you, Paul. Nice to have you here. Always a pleasure. Then you have a great job. Let's see. Okay, nice. At work, just listening to working. I'm just listening to music, maybe. Oh, just listening to Brian. Yeah, and working. Nice to see you. Okay. Hey, Paul. Hi, Paul. Hey, Dino. Hey, James. Say you're more fun than a frog in a glass of milk. Okay. Is that like? Did I just get hoodwinked on something? Say you're more fun. I'm more fun. I'm more fun than a frog in a glass of milk. Did you just compromise me, Ninja Cat Matt? I will do a music stream tomorrow on my channel. Okay, Yvonne, go for it. I'll tune in and say hello, cheer you on. Actually, Psychoplatters is rare reading chapters aloud on channel. Psychoplatters is rare in reading chapters aloud on channel if the book is music related. Most don't do that. I have a couple of chapters. If you search for me on other YouTube channels, you will find entire books read. And I probably won't broadcast them here, but I've done I've written things and published them here. I have spoken word kind of things on my channel if you dig around. You talk life way more than you do music. That's okay. Yeah, cheers, Ninja Cat Matt. That's true. Yeah, music is. I feel like music is everything. I feel like music is everything, and I feel like I have lots to say about music. But yeah, I guess I don't really. I talk about other things more than or as much as music, and I've kind of like it kind of comes and goes. DJ Vinyl Vertigo, Bergen, Norway. Yes, Bergen, Norway. I know Bergen, Norway. Okay, it's been a while since I've done that. I need to start doing that on occasion. Mwahaha, says Psychoplatters. Yeah, read some chapters. I'll listen. Yeah, it's a worthwhile facet to broadcasting, Paul. Yeah. Hit the thumbs up, people. Cheers, Yvonne. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, it would be nice. I would love the thumbs up. It would be really... Okay, I'm Bergen, not Bergman. I know, I got it. Okay, Bergen. Candice Bergen. I got it. Okay. Well, when I find something that I think is related to topic or interesting musically, I'll share. Have some Peter Sellers and Kenny Rogers stories in the future. Oh, Kenny Rogers stories. I'd like to hear that. That's okay, Brian. Just go back home and cook us all a meal. Okay. Oh, yeah. How about you cook me a meal? Grasshopper TV, maybe my favorite movie, Blade Runner. Man, I love me a Blade Runner. Me too, Yvonne. Do what you want to do, Brian. It's all good. I agree with you, Paul. I like your channel a lot, Paul, because the thing I like about your channel is kind of you just you beat to your own drum. That's what I really like about it. That's what I respect most about your channel is you just do what you do, and I like it. That's why I like your channel. Peter Sellers was such an interesting eccentric with one foot in the occult. Whoa, okay, I didn't know that about Peter Sellers. Yes, indeed, 4D, okay. I think you're talented, bro. Don't let the folks dissuade your calling and direction. Cheers, man. It's encouraging. I mean, what am I doing? But I would like to. Definitely do it. Definitely go out. Yeah, I mean, I did see a girl today who she is YouTuber, TikToker, influencer. She's an entertainer, and she had a video that had some clickbait on it that said like, I got Japan denied my visa or something. And I was like, oh no, she's kind of out there. She's well known. And then you click through it and it's like, Japan denied my visa because they gave me a different one and I got the entertainer visa. And she went she was so stoked because she like went from some probably humanities visa to an entertainer visa, which is rather hard to come by, but you could tell she's just gonna double down on everything. I want to double down. I don't think I have what it takes to really go any further than where I am, but like, I wonder, I have to put a governor on what I do. Believe it or not, even as much as I'm broadcasting and as much as I'm putting myself out there, there is a governor on what I am doing. As I'm throttling myself out of necessity, which sounds one way, but it's the truth. If this thing were like, if I were to open the floodgates on the thing, I could probably do something. I could just, I don't know, like I could knock it up a half a step or two, but it's tempered at the moment. And if I just had the like bandwidth, and bandwidth doesn't mean just time, but if I had the like game plan, yeah, I wonder what could happen. Blade Runner is a great movie. Awesome. Nick's 111 in the house. Blade Runner, Dino's agreeing with you. Ninja Cat Matt says Blade Runner is a great, confusing movie. It was kicked out of the same colleges as I was kicked out of the same college as Harrison Ford. Oh, that's interesting. I saw a great video with Harrison Ford today. He says he gets in the Millennium Falcon, in the practical model that's on set, and he's like, "Okay, George, the first time he's like, how do you drive this thing?" And George is like, you just fly it. And he's like, that's what I'm asking. Like, how do you turn it on? How do you fly it? George Lucas is like, you just fly it. And so like Harrison's like looks at his co-pilots and he's like, ching, 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 all right. He's driving the thing and he's doing the thing. It's really funny. It's just like totally unprepared. Let's see. Grasshopper TV. I always stay in Shinjuku, so that's where I always be when in Tokyo. Last time I went to Osaka and wasn't feeling it. Okay, well come back, Grasshopper TV. I'd love to connect, and that goes for everybody, anybody and everybody who wants to come to Japan. By all means, look me up. In fact, I got people coming. I need to like get better at. I got people coming who want to hook up and who are keen to like actually get plugged in a serious way. That could be a big play that I'm just kind of sitting on. Okay, the answer, my answer to that is always comment is content. About 4D making videos himself. Every girlfriend eventually told me, you overthink it. It was always the beginning of the end. Right. I even said that in reply once. She said, there you go. Okay. I can't read these emoticons, Ninja Cat Matt. Butterfly at the island, put your camel to bed. I'm not sure. Lost in translation, loud singer. Cheesiest, best loud song ever. Okay. I don't remember that. Okay. There's a Shibuya Tower on Google. Okay. Big, so SQ building. I don't... Shibuya Tower. Yeah, it's probably the name of some building. I don't know what it would be. Sybil Shepherd. That's Does Sybil Shepherd and Candace Bergen, there's something, right? Sybil Shepherd had this thing, right? She was very, what's the word? Kind of, right? Candace Bergen had this, like, didn't they have like a kind of serious, Dr. Howell kind of like thing about them? Am I wrong there? Was in Murphy Brown? Candace Bergen was in Murphy Brown? Okay. Sybil Shepherd, I don't know what I'm talking about. Were Sybil Shepherd and no, okay. Candace Bergen was in Murphy Brown. Wait, was Murphy Brown the one with, I don't know, I'm lost. Let's see. Played opposite Steve McQueen in a film you've never heard of, if that helps. Thanks, Sporty. It's true. Brian, what's your favorite Nirvana song? Ooh, I love the Meat Puppets one, Plateau. I think that's my favorite of theirs. Or, yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, they're all so good. I did In Bloom is so funny. It's such a funny video. And like, God, I mean, that version of My Girl is so haunting. Yeah, man, Nirvana can't go wrong. It's so simple, so beautiful. Gandhi, Ray Porti, and Murphy Brown. Okay. Played reporter in Gandhi, as well as starred in Murphy Brown. Candace Bergen. Okay, I'm not losing my mind here. Okay, I forgot about that role, Ninja. Says James Farley, Ninja Cat. Sorry, okay. Grasshopper, I will definitely reach out when I'm heading back because I would love to hang and dig with you. Cheers, man. Okay, Sybil Shepherd was in the last picture show. Okay, I did it. I got to all the comments. I think like I don't have that much. Where'd my glasses go? I think I gotta head on out here, guys. What did I do with my glasses? Lost my glasses. Can't drive without my glasses. Did they fall down? Oh, there they are. They fell down. Okay. Well, that just about wraps her on up. Yeah, that was fun. That was a good time. That was a nice little stream. Damn it, I don't have enough time to go do one of these Vox Pops. I'll tell you one not so funny thing, but so my sidecar motorcycle, which is at the fabricator and will be for some time, is I'm waiting for it, and while it's at the fabricator, my other motorcycle is on its fucking very last leg, and I was driving around over the weekend and one of the manifolds came off, and it just suddenly went from like to like and I was like, oh shit, and I looked down and the exhaust manifold is just hanging there, and luckily it was like I had some like exhaust wrap on it, so like it was hanging on with the exhaust wrap, and there was essentially no exhaust on the exhaust on one of the exhaust manifolds, and so I was like, oh no, it probably the manifold like bolts that keep the exhaust on it probably stripped and broke off or rattled themselves off, and I like reached around, or like I looked around and noticed that they were both still there. The little bracket that keeps the exhaust manifold on the cylinder, or on the what is that, on the cylinder, is like was still there. And I was like, what's going on? And like I looked down at the pipe, and the pipe melted off the bike off the motor. The pipe I like, it must have been, and that's where this smoke, I had this like exhaust leak and I just like ignored it forever, but it was like, that's where it must have been coming out of. But the combustion that's coming off of the piston right there was so hot that it probably put a little hole in the exhaust manifold, and it's whoever put this exhaust manifold on it before I did, because I didn't do it, that is what was the beginning of the end for this bike. It never ran right after they put this like kind of shitty exhaust on. And I had a question. This is a kind of actually, anybody who knows anything about auto mechanics, please tell me. And this is actually kind of like a little bit nerve-wracking, but this is a single cylinder. I'm probably going to lose some of you guys, but this is a single cylinder engine with 2 exhaust ports, and they both are collected into a single muffler on the back. And one of them came off at the engine, at the cylinder, so it was like hanging off to the side, this pipe that was going back towards me. And every time I throttled it, exhaust was coming out of the top of the pipe, which makes no sense. The only thing and I was like, is this just am I just confused? Is this just kind of some like, almost like optical illusion or something? Like, why is there exhaust coming out of it? The only way that there could be exhaust coming out of it is that if the exhaust was coming out of the other side of the manifold and then went into the, and then got pushed back up to the other side. And if that's what's happening, then that would suggest that there is like carbon, like a carbon block in the middle of the like exhaust somewhere, and that there is no actual exhaust coming out the end. I'm a little bit nervous about it. I'm a little bit like wondering like, oh, okay. So now I can't even go to, I'm literally gonna tie the thing together with wire. This loose exhaust, I'm gonna jam it back into the hole where it is. No bolts to secure it. I'm gonna jam it back in there, and I'm gonna wrap wire around the other exhaust pipe to just keep it in place, so that there will be a leak, no doubt, but I will tighten this wire around it so tight that it should basically be functional until I order another exhaust manifold and chop it and have to do some shit to get it on the bike. But yeah, I'm 0 wheels at the moment, 0 motorcycle wheels. So even if I wanted to go down to Shibuya or Shimokizawa tonight, I can't, because I have to drive there and park there, and parking the car is expensive. Parking the motorcycle is easy, but parking the car is expensive. Okay, that was fun. You got me home. It was like therapy. Yornimer, I'm just trying to remember who was here. James, Farley, Grasshopper TV, Ninja Cat Matt, 4D, did I already say? Yvonne, Ninox111 was a new name. There was a bunch of cool people here. Let's see, who else was in the house? Scott stopped by, Vinyl Vertigo, nice to see you, dude. Yeah, hit the like button, folks. I appreciate it. Oh, Psycho Platter stopped by. I appreciate you being here, Paul. Dino, I didn't recognize your name. Thanks for cruising by and saying hello. A lot of fun little comments coming up, and this was like a really actually a wonderful ride home. It really does. It's like, it feels good. I feel better. I feel like somehow refreshed or something. I feel cleansed. I feel unburdened. I've unheaded the knee. So I really do appreciate that. Yuto in the house. Hiroi. Konbanwa. Brian-san, nice to see you, dude. Ninja Cat Matt on the plane. Yeah, man. I just was like, it was fun to go to the airport. You guys got me all the way back home. And yeah, I hope I got to everybody. Psycho Platters, I mentioned. Bergen. The takeaway of this stream is Candice Bergen. Sybil Shepherd is not. Sybil Shepherd and Candice Bergen are not the same people, and it's definitely not Candice Bergman. And there's also a Bergen, Norway. And yeah, thank you for letting me ramble and indulging me on another one of these rants. And it was really fun, and I'm grateful that I think I had the great privilege to like play music. This all kind of started actually in like YouTube world, or excuse me, in Facebook world, where I started playing music online. That's kind of where this started, Facebook Live. And I would play horribly, as you know, if any of you watched me play, like I would play horribly, but I just love to play. So I like to play, and I like to challenge myself to play, and I like the heartbeat. I like the like, and it's exhilarating. And it's like if you get a taste of that, it's like you want more of it. And even if there's one person who's like, wow, this is really pathetic, I want to leave, but I just feel bad being the last one to leave. Like I've been through it enough times that where I'm like, it's okay. But it's also given me a great appreciation for the one person that hangs out, or for the 10 people that hang out, or you know, the 14 or however many we're hanging out today. I really do like feel blessed. I feel blessed that like you can put something out into the world and that like it gets reflected back. It's encouraging. It makes you want to like you know, try more, do more. It really does make you want to, and I mean, yeah, maybe in a slightly not always healthy way, because you're like chasing something, but I think for the most part I have my head around it pretty good. And yeah, so I will see you guys. What was it? I'll see you guys on the next stream, basically. Let's see if we can pull this Vox Pop off tomorrow. Maybe I'll even do it, like, maybe I'll do it, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna nail, I swear to God, if it's the last thing I do, I'm gonna hammer down a time. It's coming, I don't know fucking when, but I'm gonna get a time that is mine, and then I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna stick to it. I'm still in the fucking process of getting it, but I am committed to this thing where I do a thing every week, and I'm gonna try to do 8 weeks. I'm just like commit to 8 weeks. Now, if I can't commit to 8 weeks, then there's something wrong. But I feel like I should at least be able to get a few of these under my belt. I'm doing okay. I forgive myself for not being able to do more, but I really do want to get a time where you're like, oh, if I can carve out time for that. And that's really what I want to do. I really want to commit to that. I feel like that's like, even though that doesn't have anything to do with content, I just want, that's a step I want to take, a regular slot that isn't just, I want to keep doing this stuff, but I want to do the regular slot. So I don't guess it's not going to start this week, but expect some more random live streams over the next 6 days, because I got some days to spend to myself, which is going to be really nice. All right, thank you. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Really, really stoked to have you all get me all the way from Narita Airport to Tokyo. Cheers, Yornimer. I see the comments, and I'm going to keep my eyes on the road, but really appreciate it. 本当にありがとうございます. We'll see you guys on the next stream, yeah? All right, peace out, everybody. Bye.